Oh my gosh. Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. This is, of course, a discussion of The Mandalorian Season 2. We are now on chapter, 13 or 12? Or what chapter is this? 12.
Yep.
The Siege, right? The Siege, exactly. As you can see right now, it's just Mike Thrall and Macaroon Rife, and we are waiting for some other people to maybe join us. I don't know, but it was getting late, so we had to go ahead and get this thing started. I'm on Eastern time zone this week because I'm on vacation.
The best time zone.
I hate it. It's the worst time zone. The absolute worst time zone on the face of the earth. I'm exhausted right now. But this is an episode that we did not want to skip. Yeah, sorry about that, Roth. My bad. Yes, I do understand that there is a Monday Night Football game on. My bad. It's a pretty good one too, I think. But this is more important than any football game because we're talking Star Wars here. So, and
Rams
we had
and Bucks.
Yes, the Rams and that. But that's a pretty good game actually. Man, what a great episode. I mean, just to do our datapad download on it, we had, of course, Jon Favreau is still the only credited writer. And then we've got Carl Weathers, the great Carl Weathers, as the director of this thing. And this isn't necessarily his first foray into directing. He's done television in the past. So, I mean, it was good. It's good that he had the experience coming into the episode because it was fantastic. I love it. I'm not. Somebody's trying to join us, but I'm not going to let them come in because their computer is really messing up. Also, I don't know what is going on tonight with people's devices messing up, but I didn't expect what we got out of this episode. As most episodes start, it was a situation.
Please let me in.
We got Earl. We let him in. We're just getting into it, so no worries.
I like the name.
Yes, I do. Trexler Marauder Driver Earl. That's very, very
specific.
Very specific.
I can only drive one vehicle.
Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
Mike Thrall, I like it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, and this other Joker is about to come in also. Oh boy, here we go. If he can get his stuff together. It may be that I'm on. Oh gosh, here he is. All right, he's back. Boba Rhett.
People.
I don't know if you caught on to the whole game here, but we come up with a different name each week.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know that was part of the game.
He's Boba Rhett.
He's Boba Rhett. He's always Boba Rhett.
But I'd log in that way. Like I didn't set that. It was preset. I don't know how that worked, but it was already there. It was there last week too. Like I don't know why it's there. So I'll come up with something. I can be Django Rhett this time.
We have a name every time.
You're Boba Rhett to me. We were just getting into it. I mean, one of the things that I basically had said is I was not expecting what we got out of this episode going in. I figured we were just going to get a mission of the week, back to Navarro type episode to help out Grief Karga and Cara Dune. I had no idea we were going to go as deep as we did.
Yeah, we'll fix your ship if you do this for us. And
yeah, it starts pretty standard, but who knew we were going to end up that neck deep in Imperials, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're neck deep in Imperials. We're neck deep into the lore of the show, really, and maybe what the whole show is going to be about in the end. I'm not 100% sure, like where they're going to end up going with things, but it was pretty big deal going into this. They had a mission, and we get Mithril back. We got him hanging out.
Yeah, little Horatio Sands action.
Yeah, Horatio Sands now with more screen time than Rose.
True.
It doesn't take much.
No, you're not. You're not.
I don't know. She was in it quite a bit in
the first movie,
episode 8. Yeah, so maybe not, but definitely more than
More
Rise of
lines.
Skywalker. Yeah,
Almost more lines than her.
and by a factor of about 10,000, a better character.
Wow.
He was a good character. He was a lot of fun.
So I was
Melissa's
excited
waving.
to see that they kind of brought it around that this was the guy, because I didn't really catch this the first season. I'll be honest, that Mithril was like Grief Karga was the one that was trying to get the bounty on Mithril.
Yeah, I don't think they explained that.
Yeah.
Some people claim that was known already, but I didn't get that. I didn't really.
Maybe in a DK book.
Somebody's typing it away. That's a little sidebar on the mithril cross section.
So Ryfin, what did you think about the episode in general?
I thought it was solid. I mean, it's one of those episodes that TV shows do where it presents new mysteries for you to continue to talk about with your friends and
Like
companions on social media. Yes. And it's leading towards some interesting stuff that we'll talk about later.
Good. That's solid right there.
That is good. Sorry, I had to put that up. No,
Yeah,
definitely.
I've seen a lot of complaints online that people saying, "Oh, I don't like these filler episodes." Right? Well, I didn't. First of all, I didn't find this to be a filler episode.
No.
I haven't. None of them really have been. There's been a little bit introduced in each one. Either you get a new character that you're going to revisit, you get a new concept, you get a new subtle plot point that they revisit. I mean, they are moving the story along. Now, this one was not steeped in the primary conflict of, Moff Gideon versus Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We didn't have that, but you were moving. Yeah, exactly. You were moving toward that. So I don't get that criticism at all, especially for this episode.
It's just a clickbait term.
Well, but I wasn't getting that from reviewers as much as I was getting it from just these comments here and there by the regular folks. Like they expect this very serialized drama. And I mean, I thought we would go into this. I thought it would be a little more episode of the week than it is, really. We had a couple of those in the first season that I liked.
Yeah, I was about to say, season 2 has been a bit more tight on the story.
That's right. Yeah, so I don't get it. I mean, I don't mind the occasional diversion. It's still good character work and it's fun. So, what do you want?
I mean, and it's still, and they're continuing each week upping the ante on the CG and just the visual effects. I mean, the TIE fighter in the trench was some of the best.
That's amazing.
It was some of the best I've seen of Star Wars.
That Imperial cruiser looked great too at the end.
Oh yeah. And
the destruction effects on the TIE fighters was top notch.
Yeah,
it was cinema quality. Really good, and the sound design's always good, but it was especially good in this episode.
And the dogfight with the Razor Crest, that was just
good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Get to see it fight a little bit.
Yeah,
totally. I mean, it was.
He's a good pilot. I mean, we got to give him props. Man, Mando,
he's a pretty good pilot. Yeah,
I thought there was sort of a homage to the very first movie. I just felt like being on this base.
Oh,
there were a couple of
all over the place.
And the stormtroopers can walk through and say the exact same dialogue.
Yeah, and then they got to turn off the machine.
Right.
A lot of running.
And then the Razor Crest comes out of nowhere, like Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. And
Oh yeah.
I wondered if that was a redressed hallway from the prison ship, maybe. I don't know. I don't know that. I assume that they probably use those. Yeah, it looked different, but you could, slap a new paint job on it, and there you go. That got a little repetitive, I thought. Maybe 30 seconds too much running through the hallway shooting at
I know what you're talking about.
Stormtroopers who really you never feel like they are a threat.
They get destroyed.
They're just absolutely wiped out. And we're used to that, but they're not particularly threatening. And now maybe we get something threatening later on, right? We got a little tease of.
Yeah, we got a little tease of something pretty ominous that we've never seen.
Yeah, not in this new canon.
Not a new canon.
We're not careful with spoilers, right? I mean,
no.
We're having a good talk. Yeah,
we're totally.
That's why we wait till Monday.
Yeah. So those the T's at the end for, I guess, Dark Troopers.
Yes.
Shadow Troopers. Some people
Which came from who?
I've heard Shadow Troopers as well, but I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Michael, have to tell us the difference between that. I don't.
Well,
know.
yeah, I mean, Ryfin and I were talking about this before we started recording. Is if you turn on the audio description,
credits to Darth Hound on that.
Yeah, credit to Darth Hound for sure, and I may have heard it from someone else as well. But if you turn on the audio description, they actually say the word Dark Trooper. Yeah,
okay.
They actually,
which are actually robots, right? They're not.
Yeah, there were a couple of iterations, I think. Some were cyborg, some were almost like suits that they get into, like exosuits, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
There were phase 1, 2, 3, and
then if you go even deeper, there were some that were even like using dark side force type stuff.
Yeah, that's old. That's that old canon where
that's real old canon.
Everybody's got a little force, and there are animals that can. Some of the old canon is really crap.
No, it was. And Melissa, you're right. I mean, it was a super fun episode. I mean, I really enjoyed it also. And Roth is correct here. There's so many. There's Shadow. There's Dark. There's all kinds of them now. I mean, there's too many.
Death Troopers. There's Snoke Troopers.
Death Troopers. Yeah. Well, that's what
Sith Troopers with that shiny red paint job.
Yes.
Well, that's when I first saw them. I wasn't watching it on necessarily the best television, and I thought that they were just.
Were you on an old iPod, video iPod?
Yeah, I thought they were Death Troopers.
Watching it on your Nano.
Second generation.
But they looked great. I mean,
Michael, what did you think about it?
I liked it overall. I mean, I thought that from the get-go, I thought going in, we were just going to get a mission of the week because they were describing this Imperial base. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. We're going to have an Imperial base. And then, man, it went nuts from that point on. I mean,
yeah,
you got what is seemingly, this is the one thing that's not described very well in the audio description, is what those things were in the tanks. They didn't really describe that very much, but most people think it's like Snoke's. I mean, first generation.
Are we going to go into that? Is that
are we ready to be there? We need to talk about some of the stuff at the beginning. Garrison wants to be sequential with this.
No, we're not.
Whatever.
Talk about Mirko as he's bringing.
I'm ready to roll on that scene if you want to do that.
Do it. Roll on it.
Okay. Well, I thought there were really some interesting things. Obviously, they catch the transmission with Dr. Pershing or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And he's talking about M counts. So welcome back, midichlorians, which are already there for the prequels.
The M count.
And so George loved that. Seeing
a little
that
more subtle with the M count, though.
Yeah,
they're trying to be cool.
M count.
Yes. But what I noticed was really interesting was let me see if I can find my notes on it. It was page 2 actually.
Page 2 Garrison's notes.
They were talking about how the body rejected the blood for it, but they were talking about they highly doubt that they'd find a donor with a higher M count. And they were mentioning that because Baby Yoda was the specimen they had before. Now they're tracking a ship going towards Ahsoka.
Is she going to have a higher M count, you think?
Well, do you think that comes into the cloning in any way?
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I think that
they're a volunteer, right? It's something about the volunteer didn't.
Well, they're just talking about the volunteer to whom they're going to inject the M count into. I don't think they're.
I thought the
Baby Yoda
was.
Yeah,
Baby Yoda is the donor, not the volunteer.
Right. He's the donor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they don't tie this into the sequels.
Snoke.
With Snoke, really at all. I hope they pretend they don't exist.
So brilliant.
But they may not, because you've got two different things here, or do you? You've got the dark troopers. Are these just? Do they want force-sensitive beings to populate these suits?
Yeah.
Is it that simple? right? So that now we're not looking at two different things. We're looking at one operation. So you don't have Snoke, Palpatine, and these Dark Troopers. You have this weird specimen to populate your Dark Troopers with. I hope that's what it is, and it's not. But Star Wars does not trick you. They don't do these subtle things and misdirect very well. Okay. And so that's what. So if it looks like it's Snoke, it probably is Snoke, right? But Favreau's he's new blood. He's new blood. Maybe he takes a little different approach. I mean, he's a little more subtle than Lucas ever was, right?
Somebody said the theme song was played with Snoke.
Well, it's not the theme. It's more of a pretty commonly used motif.
Yeah,
it's not exactly
it's just
the theme.
A voice doing, but it's also like a few notes higher, so it'd be kind of pitched up if it was the same thing. I don't know, and it's also very Mandalorian-y at a certain point too.
Yeah,
that voice is very underneath the music as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that we don't go that road, but I recognize the probability of it.
I'd be cool with Gideon being his own faction.
Dude, they've got to continue to make people want to go see Galaxy's Edge. They have to continue to drum up the sequels.
Well, I mean, they can. When does that become relevant again?
We're going to go to Batu in this season.
Batu is always relevant. Yeah, we're going to get Batu at some point in the series, but I don't know if it'll be this season. But they're going to. It'll be there. Batu
it's so brilliant how Lucas had this all planned that there would be the Mandalorian season.
Yes,
that it would tie that Palpatine would play this long game.
Yes.
That's exactly what Lucas thought.
I'm just trying to push Rhett's buttons a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's JJ thought of that on the toilet.
So Baby Yoda sort of gets pawned off again in this episode. That's 2 episodes in a row where they've had to sort of
school. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, they left him at a school.
Yeah, it just leaves him there.
He can be so disruptive to that classroom.
Yeah. When somebody bullies him and he starts force choking people.
Yeah, they won't be able to calm him down.
I'm surprised he didn't go after that kid once that kid was like, "You're not taking my cookies."
Oh yeah, no, I thought he was about to reach out and choke him. That would have been good TV.
He's really gaining some discipline. It's good. I mean, it's good to see that he's learning some things and not going totally crazy.
Yeah, Jacob, this was a part of the 12-film arc.
Yeah. Always. This was pre-planned. This was pre-planned in the early 70s.
So did y'all notice though, the one thing that bothered me about this episode is the kid with the macaroons. He didn't have his sight line very well. Like at first I'm like, is this kid blind? Because he was looking like
he may have been. He may be.
Well, he's a kid, I know, but I was like, dude, you're not looking where Yoda would be. He was kind of like looking off.
You didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
The only thing that you didn't like about this episode,
I thought
they're doing all right.
He's going to steal macaroons from a blind kid.
Malik would have gotten him right.
His eye line was 3 degrees off of where it should have been. What a
I need perfection from these child actors.
Yeah. I flipped it off at that point.
That's how you know whether
canceled my
director.
Disney Plus account.
That's right. Was Carl Weathers? Was he in? Let's see. Was he used to working with the robot in Rocky IV? Was he familiar?
I don't think he was around the robot too much.
I think he was brought in to direct the robot.
Yeah, he wasn't on that set too much, was he?
No, I don't think so. Hey, one thing that did the jetpack? Does it seem a little janky? Like the jetpack effects, I never like them. Not when anybody does them. I don't think it looks very good. Yeah.
Well, they're sudden. They're very sudden. Like they turn it on, like boom. They're like it's like a Rocketeer.
Yeah, there's just something. I don't know. I mean, it's something slightly off-putting. I mean, it's real subtle, and I'm nitpicking, but it's there's something janky about it. I think. I don't know. I mean, I'm nitpicking. I like the show. I mean, there's not. You gotta.
Yeah, I mean, there's not anything more that we can.
You got to really dig deep to find something wrong with it. You know. I mean, I guess one of my issues with it is there were no clay pots for Gina Carano to kick.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got close.
She just picked some walrus.
Episode with the Aquaman.
What are those creatures called?
Yeah, how many times you watch this episode, Rhett?
Several.
Specifically for Carano.
Yeah, just the first few minutes. Yeah, I imagine everything she says to that little ferret, she says to me. She's like, okay, little guy. No one's going to eat you today. Like I was like, I feel that.
I mean, I think that the Marmot is a better actor than Gina Carano.
No, she's not going to win any awards for her acting.
I don't want. So, like, do you feel like they're setting up a show for her that will never happen? Of course.
Yeah, that whole rebel visit thing with the her contemplating. Oh, am I going to go back to the rebellion? That's what it seemed like to me too. Was
and
some
he gives
setup
her
that absolutely ain't going to pay off.
Yeah, he gives her a New Republic badge.
Yeah.
Well, if it was like her and the Eagle on adventures, I would probably not be for
that they could. I mean, they could do something like that if they want. The thing that they're lucky is they're not too far deep in on any decision making when it comes to a show with her spinning off in. They can easily not do that now if they don't want to.
Yeah, they got 50 other million Star Wars shows.
Yeah, the whole Republic badge thing doesn't need to pay off, really. I mean, it was almost just like it was a sympathy thing. Sorry, you lost everyone that you lost with Alderaan blowing up.
Here's a badge.
Here's this Republic token that we don't give to many people.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean,
it felt like a setup to me.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know, but I'm just saying it could be, but they don't have to pay it off. I mean, they don't have to really.
It definitely felt like a setup to me. Yeah.
If they don't pay it off.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, y'all think she could carry her own show?
No, absolutely.
Putting all of her controversial stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't think the controversy doesn't register with me. I don't care what. I'm pretty good at separating people in real life and their characters, right? Like I don't. I don't think, or I wouldn't watch anything, right? Because I don't like almost everyone. I mean, they just Hollywood and everybody in it disgust me. But
it's a good thing you weren't on Discord this week.
I still want to be entertained, right? Oh yeah, I saw some of that. But I still want to be entertained. So I can. That doesn't really bother me.
Did you lose any?
Jacob is not respecting your.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like it's not that controversy business is probably overdone. I mean,
it is.
It depends. No, I mean we can't say that. I mean,
I can.
Why can't we say that?
I can say whatever I want. I say crazy things all the time.
That's fine. Let's move on.
Okay, so they decide to go. I like the whole thing about him having to pay off the Mithril has to pay off 350 years of service, I guess.
Right.
Which may be a reasonable, I mean, we don't know how long these creatures live. That might be,
Everyone in Star Wars lives way longer than they're supposed to. Like,
But it also gives Kargas some bargaining room where he can
I'll take 100 years off.
Yeah, I'll shake 100 years off, right? And he's still got him on the hook, So I don't think.
Yeah, I wonder how many times he's
take that
used
too
that
literally
so far.
Yeah, it may have started at 10,000 years, and he's been doing great.
Right.
Yeah.
He had some pretty good lines, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I think that he's. I'm glad that I didn't necessarily dig that character too much in season 1, but he was way better this episode. I mean, he had a lot of good comic relief, and Horatio Sands is, good enough. He's like, he's good enough.
He's like, really? There's no handrails to walk out to this. They said, okay, you're going to go out on the thing, and he's like, well, remember my fear of heights and lava or something. There's another one I can't remember.
Right.
I remember.
Well, I mean, you get the sense that he's probably not one for adventure. He likes to stay behind.
He's not Obi-Wan turning off the.
Yeah, I mean, he just wanted to stay with the speeder. He didn't even want to have to go into that place. He was like, I'm just gonna stay out here, and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But
I've got it on in the background here, watching the TIE fighter
live commentary
chase through the canyon. It's just those the destruction effects were fantastic. Like the TIEs break apart beautifully. There's flame in all the right spots. I mean, it looks really good.
Did anyone ever see the IG-11 statue in the city?
Yeah. I saw that.
It's right before they go into school.
Yeah, I mean, once you are told about it, I went back and watched it, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome that they did that. I mean, he saved Navarro, basically.
Yeah, he deserves it. Absolutely.
Yeah. He deserves that statue.
I mean, shoot, Mando deserves one too, but...
Well,
that's a good point. Like when Gina Carrera takes that Trexler Marauder off that cliff, like the other guys are like panicking. No. She gets this grin on her face, which I love that scene because she was...
She's better at like silence.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Line reading is not her strong point.
But that's not a good thing to say about an actor.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you can do good work with your face.
Yes. She's not good at the talking.
Yeah, she's not good at the line reading. But good at the kicking. Good at the punching.
We could do a silent TV show for her.
And she could do a good intense look too, and then she
can. Yeah, no,
she's got this when she's shooting some of those guns. I mean,
I know.
I'd take shoot me right between the eyes.
I didn't say anything, Jacob.
there's some hey, she's got some qualities. Okay.
What? Go on, Earl.
So, we have. This is at least the third or fourth.
She's got a presence that's very authoritative, and you can feel that she's inhabiting that role very good.
Yeah, I think she's doing fine. Passable work.
They're not asking her to do a lot with it, so it's. But they've given her the level it needs to be.
That comes from. Yeah.
And when they need somebody to throw someone across the room,
I didn't say Carano right. Is that right, Jacob?
Yeah, you did not. You butchered it bad.
Did I say Carano? I don't know.
I don't know what you said. I was just going to let it go. But this is at least the third or fourth episode in a row that we've got like a DK explanation of a vehicle. Like,
and the answer is
the Trexler Marauder. I mean, they were like very specifically wanting to name the vehicle, so whenever the toy comes out, they'll be able to sell it well.
Speaking of DK books, do you think we get a DK book mention on the guy in the background shot that everyone's talking about on social media?
Oh yeah,
I mean he's canon now.
So classic.
It's not like it's not like Game of Thrones and their Starbucks cup. Star Wars looks at that differently. That guy is canon now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's related to someone important.
Denim jeans now canon in the Star Wars universe.
Whatever that watch he had on was.
You don't think they're going to go back and remove him? You don't think they're going to?
It's he's a transponder. He's signaling.
Yeah.
There'll be a young adult. There'll be a young adult novel about it. Probably.
No. Look, in the old days, there'd have been a 3-book trilogy on that. A whole Dark Horse comic series, a video game, and 4 different figures.
Who is the spy watching from the corners?
I know. No, I mean, there's been all kinds of stuff, Roth. There was the classic boom mic in an episode. I can't remember what.
I feel like there was an. I mean, obviously the guy bumped his head. You had in the New Hope, you had a stormtrooper bump his head.
Yep.
I feel like there was on somebody's arm.
There was a boom mic in the first season of Mando.
There was something that happened.
Very subtle.
I mean, no, it's just laziness.
It's Bryce Dallas Howard's episode. I blame.
That's right. Yep.
Oh.
It's like way up high in one of those
4.
Yeah.
Chapter 4.
They could go back and remove Gene's guy, but it's almost now like
they could.
You wouldn't want to.
No.
You want to kind of leave it now.
Yeah,
the story group's already got a story ready for him. So.
Yeah. He's being spun off.
Lucas would have turned it into like a C-3PO type droid, protocol droid or something. He would have, moved.
Yeah, he would have put a terribly animated CGI critter of some sort over him for future releases.
In the background.
Yeah. One of those giant dinosaur things would walk by right in front.
That's so
Those things are
annoying. A New Hope.
Yeah,
Oh,
what is that? I
my
can't remember what that thing is called. I used to know
Ugh.
back in the day.
It just walks right in front of the land speeder.
Yeah, I'm like, good grief, you just ruined that whole shot with your brontosaurus, your space brontosaurus.
Is Mithril a name, or is it the name of the species of that blue guy?
Oh, that's a good question. I didn't look that up.
Because I didn't know if they were just
spelled
calling
that
him
out. I think
Mithril.
they only call him Mithril, but in this show, for some reason, they've done that more than they have in Star Wars in the past. Because
I need the
you remember
DK.
Mando, or not Mando, but
It says that's the species name.
so that's weird. I mean, because they did that with Weequay. Like he never called the guy. They called it. He just called him Weequay. I mean, that's kind of.
Oh,
This is the first
interesting.
time they've really done that too much in Star Wars.
They call English Galactic Basic.
It's a little
I didn't know
racist.
that.
It's a little racist.
It seems that way.
I mean, if we did that here, that would be racist.
Thesis.
Yeah, speciesist,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like it.
One of my favorite little parts of this show was when they hopped on the speeder bikes, and the two guys, before they even could get out of they just like explode. They hit each other.
Oh yeah,
swung in.
yeah.
That was just a nice little touch. And the guys looking behind them like, oh, well, they're gone.
My biker scouts can never just get disrespected.
Well, the Star Wars heroes are very good at making Star Wars villains run into each other. Like we've been doing that for 40 years now.
Shoot, they squished him. They squished one of the guys against him.
Oh, yeah. Usually we only kill aliens on here, right? But those were, I mean, still they're faceless, so you don't have an attachment to them. But that was a human that got killed in a terrible way. Terrible.
I just picture that they're all Jason Sudeikis, and I want them all to die for punching Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I feel about it. So. It's so Moff Gideon did not act at all upset about this base blowing up. I find that like kind of weird. Like he's not worried about losing all the research or losing those.
That's a really interesting thing to me too, because when you've got a base that's clearly doing some sort of cloning or strand casting, why is it not heavily fortified? Why is it not happening on an Exegol? Like what?
Yeah,
people off.
Exegol. They can't get to Exegol. They need to find. They need a wayfinder.
Yes,
they need a wayfinder.
And the only way to get to it,
they need a MacGuffin,
is to find a knife that was inexplicably given to a guy to use as a weapon.
How did they know where to hold
it was still
that?
Hey, great question.
That was just a Goonies moment. That's all that they were going for, was the Goonies moment with that. That was just an homage.
If they'd just been off about 3 inches.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. Such the brilliance of that movie, though, to put that all together.
The only person who describes that movie as brilliant is JJ's mother.
JJ's mother.
It's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride.
I mean, you know what? If you leap off a building, like that's fun. Like free fall is fun. I've jumped out of an airplane before. Free fall is a great experience. The ride is fun. That does not make it good. Like it ends poorly.
So Ross has a good point. I think that there might be several of these labs scattered.
Well, I'm sure there are, but you would still think that it's a big deal to lose one of them. I mean, and it didn't even phase him. Like I don't even think he mentioned it.
Now the information's kind of out there.
Maybe he's got what he needs. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean now Mando and Gina Carano's. I mean they all know.
I think he was excited that he had Mando tracked and that they were going to get the asset.
Yeah,
right.
The asset, as he called it. Yeah,
that was my.
He paid off that dude to which a lot of people were like, that's an Ochi, and I don't think it is. I think it's a Mimbanian.
Yeah, it looked Ochi like.
Yeah, but it's a Mimbanian.
Yeah, it was
from Mimban.
Mimbanese or whatever.
Yeah.
Of
course it is.
Which there was apparently a lot of solo shout outs with the droid teacher and all the planets that they were mentioning. There were
I heard them talking about the
Oh,
mod.
right. Talking about the
Tesla stuff, and I mean, there's a lot
Star
of
Wars gets
up
real self-referential sometimes. Maybe too self-referential.
Roth in his own zone.
Oh no!
I like Roth talking to himself in the chat.
Yeah, like he's way off on a tangent.
Oh wait, this just in. The guy standing off in the background was T-shirt-so Denim Jeanso.
That sounds like George Lucas named that character.
Yeah, he did. He just named him. I got a DK feed right here. T-shirt-so Denim Jeanso.
Everybody, get your pre-orders in for the figures.
It's gonna be Black Series. It's just gonna be an arm and a leg. That's what they should make it.
Yeah,
that's just how the species runs. They just
that's almost a better character name than Halle Burton.
Oh my god! Halle Bertoni.
Was that the prequels?
Halle Bertoni.
Where's Halle Bertoni?
That was the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that was the Clone Wars.
The cartoons.
Yeah, we know you don't watch the cartoons.
Red doesn't acknowledge those. Although he does watch a lot of.
She
was for the war, of course, because it was Halle Bertoni.
Halle Bertoni. She had to be for the war. She really wanted the war to happen.
I'm going to die.
His genius names for characters.
Yeah, they're pretty sad.
Overall, Carl Weathers, I applaud what he was able to do. I thought he directed this very well.
Fine. It was a by the numbers. It didn't blow me away. Directing whatever. His style or whatever. It was really by the numbers. I like the color palette. I don't know why that stood out to me for some reason.
Yeah.
That it was a strong color palette.
Yeah.
In the show, there's more color, more vivid this year than last, I think. But you had a lot of desert. You had a lot of desert last
gray,
year.
Though.
The mackerel,
but everything contrasts against it really well. Even those base color, I don't know. To me, it struck me that the color palette seemed a little more vivid than we're used to, which I appreciated. I like some visual difference every now and then.
You wonder though how much these directors like. John, is this okay? Is this looking good?
I'm sure he's on set though. I'm sure John and Dave
a lot
on set every episode.
For all of these.
What did you say?
Is Ross paying attention here? He's walking.
He is watching a lot of different things.
Let's just acknowledge that Melissa is listening to, just because Jacob is dominating the whole conversation.
Yes.
We want to say hello to her. We thank you for all of our listeners.
Yes. And at some point,
both of the
watchers.
Ozzy Nate will be listening at some point.
Yes.
So if this episode is going to be the Ahsoka episode, we have to assume that Ahsoka basically is like, no, I don't want this kid. Take him someplace else. I mean, because you're not just going to pass off Baby Yoda and be done with Baby Yoda at that point.
Oh, no.
I think that.
You think that?
She had to carry. I remember she had to carry that little tiny hut around.
I don't think she's
in the Clone Wars movie.
I just don't think she's going to want any part of it. I mean,
you remember that? Didn't she have to babysit a hut?
Yeah.
She put it in her backpack.
Yeah.
That wasn't the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stinky. Yeah. That's
Stinky. Good Lord, that happened.
Well, yeah. It's Stinky. You had Snips and Sky Guy. Those are all nicknames they had.
Dang it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if we see Ahsoka in this episode, I'm thinking that she's not going to want anything to do with this thing, and she's going to move him along to something else. Like, give him the next place he needs to go with the child.
I was about to say, maybe she knows where some other Jedi are.
Right.
I don't think you'll see Luke in the show, but
I don't know.
Here's my prediction.
Sebastian Stan, he's available.
Well, you would just DH Mark Hamill.
Oh yeah,
come on.
Damn.
I know. No, they would. Yeah, they would probably DH Hamill, but I mean, or
you gotta take that bitter scowl off his face.
Dude, he had to drink blue milk out of a teat.
I know,
I
green.
mean,
Yeah,
that would put a scowl on your face
look,
too.
that would.
Do that.
Yeah, I don't know how he shows himself in public.
All right,
it's awful.
Here's my prediction: they're going to show up. He's going to offer the child to Ahsoka. Ahsoka's going to be like, "I don't think I really want anything to do with this." But immediately, here come the dark troopers or whatever they are. And she's going to have to fight them off at some point. Now, I'm not saying it's episode 5.
Yeah.
Oh, so Roth is predicting we'll give Baby Yoda Luke.
We're not going to see Luke.
Dude,
Yoda's going to get slaughtered by Kylo Ren.
If it's not,
he's a student at the school.
You think like Ezra, or I mean, who are they going to throw in? I mean,
I feel like we would have heard if Ezra got cast for the show.
I mean, wasn't that guy on social media joking around and then saying, "Oh, I'm just joking around. I'm not Ezra." You know, that particular actor.
Was that a thing?
He's somebody better than Ezra, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Perhaps he is. Well, yeah, and I guess there is this slew of Jedi that are hanging out at Luke's school. I mean, we're not really to that point though yet.
No, we're way off from that.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find just the Jedi, just the generic Jedi to drop Yoda off to. And I thought they were looking. Initially they were going to look for his species.
Yeah.
To drop him off, but now we're that's too complicated.
Now
does anybody that can lift a thing with their head, with their mind, that he gets them.
Does Mando have any? Does he have any reference for any other Jedis besides Baby Yoda? Is he going to think that all other Jedis are Yoda species?
In his mind, that's who he's going to be looking for, is somebody that looks like Yoda. I mean,
yeah. Sorry, I'm laughing at Aussie Nate.
Yeah. It could have been
something.
It would have been nice though if Bo-Katan would have maybe said, "Hey, here's who you need to be looking for. This is what she looks like." Like you just need to go to this planet. Here's this person's name. Tell them, Bo-Katan sent you. It's not even like what they did in The Last Jedi. Look for the guy with the red rose on his lapel. I mean,
and hope that the guy's wearing the same clothes, the same outfit, sitting in the same spot, and he's there right now. There's nothing contrived about that at all.
Oh boy!
He dropped it. We didn't see anybody there. Oh well.
I just don't.
Everybody dies.
So they're going to run into a de-aged Benicio del Toro. Take them to
wouldn't he be like a child?
Benicio del Toro. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good.
Pretty good. What's his name? DJ or?
Yes, DJ.
DJ.
With his lisp.
DJ.
I mean, I thought he was had joined the show here for a second. That was so good.
Uncanny.
So that would be interesting to see a young Kylo Ren at some point. But
gosh, stop talking
what?
this way.
Tie it all together.
Stop talking this way. Where we're pulling every Rebels character under the sun. Got to get Ezra in there. Let's get all these folks, throw them in there. Oh, we also got to tie it into the sequels. Nobody wants any of that.
At some point they're going to put Thrawn in the show.
Yeah, I mean everybody that's going to be everybody is going to be in this show. Yes, I think that's exactly what.
I like the thought of Ahsoka being Yoda becoming the Padawan, but
yeah, Ahsoka should just be a jerk to him and steal his food and pretend not to be Ahsoka.
No,
too old to train.
He's already 50.
He's 50 years old. So were y'all a little horrified that Mando sent a baby in to do this wire
electrical work? Yeah, it'd be like sending a toddler into the fuse box.
Hey, and don't touch them together, baby.
Fried.
Yeah.
Look, he was just being resourceful. He was just using the resources he had at hand.
It was like Baby Groot. It was like Baby Groot with the button, except he accidentally did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
In fact, that may have even been a shout out to that particular scene.
It was a fun little, I guess when you're desperate, and Yoda has, maybe Yoda's made some decent decisions in the right circumstances. I guess he thought he'd take a chance, and maybe he couldn't do that much damage. You just got to know red from blue, right?
He seemed to be getting better.
He was looking at the right colors. And he was like, so anyway, you like my imitation of Baby Yoda?
Yeah. He is 50.
Well, yeah, he's like me. So
it'd be like sending Earl in there to do it.
that would not be helpful either.
I know. He'd blow the whole thing up. Like, I don't know where these wires go.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Does his species have a spectrum, a color spectrum like ours?
He's red-green colorblind. He didn't know what the hell he was doing in there.
Yeah, we have no idea.
It could even be like dogs, where they don't have as much of a color spectrum.
Yeah,
they see.
I was just having a conversation about that today. Did the dogs tell somebody that? Like, how do we know that? How do we know that?
I don't know, because that's the thing. Is like some people used to think they saw in black and white. Now they think they see brown and green. And
who's telling the people this?
They just set a bowl in front of them with different colors. See,
maybe I don't know either. You look at maybe they don't have cones in their retinas. I don't know anything about dog eyes. Maybe somebody must, but it just strikes me as like, oh no, dogs can't see that. Well, how did you know?
Yeah, they probably did a cone, and they did that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, at some point, somebody. It's probably. Yeah.
Jacob's with you on that.
Yeah, right.
We're answering the big questions.
I don't trust those people telling me what a dog sees. Sickos.
Oh my gosh. All right, this is going nowhere. And I'm on Eastern time and I'm exhausted. I want to go to bed.
Easter, where are you? Oh, that's right.
Can't really say.
He's in backwards Georgia.
I'm in the mountains.
Yeah.
He's in the the back sector of the galaxy.
That's right.
Or whatever they say.
He's in the outer rim of America.
All right. So what is our predictions for the next episode? What do we think is going to happen?
I've already told you.
Yeah. There's going to be a showdown with Gideon and Ahsoka. Darksaber versus lightsaber. Come on, let's pay it off. We may
not get Ahsoka till the last couple minutes of this episode.
Oh, I would hope not. It's Dave Filoni's episode.
Yeah,
he's got to make hay with that.
But we still got what 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 4 more episodes. Wow,
that's a deep cut right there.
Not far away.
No,
I'm gonna watch the rundown.
4 hours.
Rosario Dawson before the episode, just to get in a Rosario Dawson mindset. The rundown is a good movie.
She's good in that. Yeah, I mean, I think
that whole movie is a delight.
Yeah, she's just going to be at the very end of the episode.
At the end, no lines, just holding out her hand.
I mean,
Mando gets there. He holds Baby Yoda out to her. She's looking over a cliff. Exactly. Yes. And then cut to black. Directed by Dave Filoni.
And then episode 6 is just pitch the baby.
This needs to happen now.
I'll be disappointed if it doesn't play out exactly.
That would be so epic.
I have expectations.
We've got Ahsoka milking some weird alien at some point. I want the whole 9 yards.
She's a hermit now.
Jacob says this is what 9.
Oh, gosh. All right. Do we have anything else that needs to be said here?
Predictions. I do think we'll only just reach into the Ahsoka world, but then it'll be I think it'll also extend over to probably the next 4 episodes.
Knowing the way that this show
how many do we get this season? 8? We get 8 again this season.
There's 8, but knowing how this show has gone, this is going to be a one and done Ahsoka episode.
Yeah, I was about to say the rumors I've heard. Rumors aren't always true, but she's just in one episode.
Yeah, she's going to be in one episode.
And it's a potential backdoor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And then the baby's not going to go with Ahsoka. Ahsoka's not going to want the baby. She's going to explain, I'm not really a Jedi. Let me get you on a path to a Jedi.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a means to an end. What now?
What did the armorer say about them? A group of sorcerers or wizards? She called them something.
Sorcerers, I think.
Yeah. How quickly this galaxy forgets the Jedi. every 20 years. Nobody remembers anything.
It's true.
Like there were thousands of them.
They're in the
leading armies, consulting with the Chancellor at meetings.
Yeah. The prequels are all over.
And they're like, Jedi, well, that's a bunch of hooey. They were like, I've got pants. I have pants older than that. Can't wear them.
I believe it. I believe it.
I definitely have concert T-shirts older than 20 years.
Han Solo,
I'm like, I remember being at that concert. You don't remember the Jedi?
Han Solo has
ruling for thousands of years.
Like they not in the history book.
Yeah,
Han Solo has skepticism about even the Force being a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, I mean, this is common knowledge, right? Like, anyway,
yeah, exactly. It's true.
I don't know. Star Wars is garbage, is what I'm saying. Time to
No.
throw it all out.
no,
No, I'm kidding. No, I love it. I love it.
Mando has exploded. It has restored our faith.
It has.
Yes. Yeah.
In so many ways. So.
Depending on what they do with Ahsoka.
Michael, what do you think is going to happen?
No, I mean, I really don't think she's going to want anything to do with Baby Yoda. I think this is just here's how to get you to the next episode. You need to continue your journey. This journey is not over with Mando and Baby Yoda. There's no way that Ahsoka's going to take Baby
How long
Yoda.
do you think Gideon's going to track them? Because I really think there might be a showdown at the end of or like he arrives at the end of the episode.
No, that's too quick.
You think so?
So maybe by episode 8 he shows up with them, or maybe 7, like they do a 2-parter, like they sort of did last season.
Yeah, because you got to get Bo-Katan back. She's the one that's going to have the throwdown with
That's a good
what's
point.
his name?
Yeah, Bo-Katan and Ahsoka back.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe
Then that was the Rebel show.
Well, becomes a little too Rebels. Yeah.
So you think? So I've kind of rethought it. I think we get Ahsoka in the cold open, right? Before the title card, we get
at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
Wow. Could be.
I think the beginning of the episode is a space shot.
It has been.
That's not fair. Like I think the sun will rise in the east.
Just give me the Razor Crest coming across the screen. Yeah.
I think
we get the Ahsoka reveal before at the end of the cold open, right before the title.
Okay. That I could go along with that.
Yeah.
That's about 4 minutes or so.
What if you just see like her as like you see her, but you don't?
Right? No, I don't. She's not going to cartwheel in. You're just going to you'll see her. There it is. Now we go title card and blah 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 blah.
And I really had Captain Rex was in there too.
Or it could be more like the Bo-Katan episode, and she's in the middle. I mean, she shows up midway through. I mean,
I don't know. This has got more hype than that
situation.
Yeah,
and she has
Ahsoka's
to help
a bigger
him.
deal than Bo-Katan.
Well, yeah, but then Ahsoka has to help him one time, but then it's like to get off planet because Gideon's there.
Well, she's also a pricier. She's a pricier get than Katie Sackhoff. Also, I think you want as much of the episode. I think you get as much of the episode as you can out of her.
I don't know that Rosario Dawson's that much of a bigger.
I mean, I'm not saying she's Amy Adams or somebody. I'm just saying that she's of a higher.
She's a bigger get. She's a bigger get. You're gonna.
I think you get. I think you
get. Show back up. The Brothers of Quarren will show back up, and
the Brothers of Quarren.
We're here to get the child. We want that.
All right. Well, I think
Michael, you need to go to bed, man. You've been up.
I know. I'm exhausted. This
Callaway Garden.
Eastern time zone is the worst time zone.
Where you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
There's a lot of bike riding where you are, Michael. A lot of paths to ride bike.
I have not done exercise since 1980.
There's a clown school there.
I got to get out of here and see who won Dancing with the Stars.
Oh,
right on.
It wasn't Carol Baskin. I know that.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this madness. We will be back next week with more. Check us out on Deucecast.com. Rhett, do you have any plugs? No. Earl, you have any plugs?
No, I don't do anything.
Garrison, no plugs for Garrison either. So check us out next week, though. We'll be back to talk about
Thanksgiving. I don't know. Is that a plug?
This Dave Filoni episode. I'm now predicting. I'm going to throw it out that Ahsoka's not even in the episode.
No,
that
would be
awesome. That's directed by Ryan Johnson. He subverts our expectations.
Yeah. Here, we'll throw it here. No plugs, but here we go. We'll give one to Roth for his podcast. A good day for a movie podcast. I like that.
Wait, Roth has a podcast?
Oh. Yeah. It's a good podcast. So, anyways, all right. Check us out next week. We'll be back. Thanks for watching. Later.
Are we still live?
No,